o'clock. Well, we don't have Russ or Lenan or Randy. So we can't vote on our last 3 months of meeting minutes.
I thought those guys cut. Don't they count?
Not yet.
Not yet?
We haven't got, we're working on modifying or requesting a rewrite of ordinance to allow them to be alternates, so then they would count and do things.
Okay.
But, the, property maintenance group has found a lot of holes in their ordinance, and they've been doing a lot of changes in theirs, and it's really kind of got everybody all worked up and they're on the run. So we're gonna kind of let them get their stuff out of the way, and then we'll do ours.
Okay.
Should be in the next month or so, right? I think that's what Scott told me, next month or so. All right, TCP, we got everything in. That one was, I think it was almost done last month.
Well, I think we got Sarah's done, Angel's done, except the last group.
Did you start any of ours? Or mine?
Not the second group,
Oh, okay.
the first group.
But did you get a purchase order and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So you had 2 groups?
Yeah, she had a group, well, the group you gave me,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So you're-
Oh, okay, I know what you mean. You mean the last group that I did with Sarah.
I am confused.
Sarah, you
So
gave,
that's
yeah.
Weston, Clintonville, Mansfield,
Those aren't TCP.
I know, but those are some of what, Weston, I think some of what he's talking about. There should, I
Okay.
think we paid for all the TCP trees
The
that we
T-
have on
okay.
the list.
Okay. Yeah, the West End was the second thing I gave you. Okay.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
yes.
But
That,
we don't have that second, the Weston done.
okay, not yet. And then we had Clintonville, which is Mansfield Avenue, Clinton Road, all that. And have you started that one?
We're starting to check flags to get them built and everything.
Okay.
How many trees do we have? Do you know? I don't know.
A lot.
Remember? 60.
On that front, yeah, there should be, probably close to 60 trees on that area.
Over 3 pages. That's good.
Okay. All right, the next thing I had on here is invasive removal, and Zane and I talked briefly about that, but I don't think we've done any kind of formal letter with that yet, have we, for that area?
Yeah, no, we did receive a quote back for invasive removal for pear trees. We haven't awarded anything yet. We had a partial meeting to discuss budget last week. We need to set up another one to finalize that, to make sure we have the funds we want to encumber for invasive removal. And if we do, then we'll proceed. So,
I forgot to do roll call. Are you picking up, Zane? Is he picking up on the microphone thing? Can you tell?
Unless he stands over here.
Okay.
Yeah, or you can sit over there, I believe, if you just want to sit over there.
I'll probably have the most chime in on it.
Yeah, you're gonna chime in on stuff, so I'm sorry, we'll have to ask you to repeat that.
I think if this red button's on, that means it's on.
Oh, mine would not. Testing. Oh, this new stuff. All right, is your red light on?
Yep.
Very good. What did you say then?
The question was regarding invasive removal, and my comment was we had received an official quote to do invasive removal on Bradford pears around town. We have not awarded that yet. We had a discussion regarding funds last week. We want to continue that just to make sure we have enough money to leverage those funds for the invasive while still keeping up with other maintenance we have around the city of Mount Vernon. We have a lot of our older maples aging out and citizen requests and other things coming in. We want to make sure we can keep up with maintenance on those while continuing the invasive removal. So just want to double check funds before we spend that money.
All right. So, I don't have it on here, but I want to segue into that while we're here, while I've got you talking. we lost 16 trees in that last windstorm
Yeah,
that you had to take care of. And then last I saw, you had a list of trees that needed to be done.
yeah.
And I know some of them you kind of had quotes on. Do you remember what the number is that you're looking at?
For a number of trees need to be removed? No, I requested 6 last week. There's plenty more that need it in the next 5 years. I haven't requested inspections or quotes on just yet. All said and done, I'm not sure how many we'll have. Quite a few. A lot of the maples that are approaching 100 or so years old have really died back. This was interesting winter, spring. As many of you know, 2 things happened. Either trees that were on my watch list last year came back strong this year, or they completely gave up. There's no in between. It didn't seem like they gave up completely and are fully dead. Working on getting those ones out first. Some of them came back surprisingly well. Not really sure how, but they did. And then a few others that I'm going to try and deadwood and see where they stand in terms of their regeneration over the next couple years. But on my 5-year watch list, I'd say I've got 50 to 60 trees, large maples, and other mature trees that I'm considering needing to be removed.
Okay, well, you said 5 years, okay.
Yeah.
In my head, based on what we lost in the short list I saw, I was thinking 20 or 30 this year.
It could be. Like I said, some of them came. I went out early last week, and inspected some of those ones that were on my list, and they look great. They look great. Some of them are completely dead, but some of them look great. So, kind of extended that timeline for me in a good way.
Thank you. Well, I got you on the spot. I got another thing. You want to talk about the Living Center?
Yeah, on Friday, the 22nd, Doc Brown and I met with Bill Levering at the Living Center. I don't know the address. It's on North Main there. We had a request to set up a meeting to discuss getting trees planted on the property. We, again, went up there on Friday, the 22nd, and met with Bill and a member of his staff, and they were very excited about getting trees. We looked at some site plans, walked around the property. Pretty much anywhere there is a green space, we are looking to plant a tree. They wanted, I don't have a final count yet. I haven't done measurements, done spacings and offsets to get an estimate on total number of trees, but all sections of right-of-way we're going to plant, as well as areas up in and on the property. So it'll be great. That'll be a really good addition to our community forest canopy, and for residents there, I think that'll have a huge benefit for them as well.
I think that's great. I saw that email request.
Light on?
I don't know, I think so.
I hear the mic coming through.
And that's been, as you know, can we plant them there for like the last 4 years? But my question also was always on North Main along their parking lot.
Mhm.
And I know Brian said it had been tried in the past and the salt runoff had killed them.
Yeah.
Is there anything that can go along there? It's great that they're gonna be on Mulberry and,
Yeah.
near the Y and other places, but can that strip along a lot of parking lot get anything that will grow?
Yeah, so there are definitely salt-tolerant species we can plant without question. Where we are actually going to plant is on the west side of the sidewalk, not right next to the road, between the sidewalk and High Street or Main there, but actually on the Living Center property to the west of the sidewalk. And so that'll help with some of that salt
Oh, I understood the salt was coming from their parking lots.
Could be, I don't
So
know.
that's
We
why I
don't,
would-
we don't do that, so I'm not sure how the application works there for their property management. But yeah, there are salt tolerant species. We've used some around town, and Brian Wade can speak to what species he's maybe seen the best success on salt. Heavily salted areas, and we'll definitely consider that when going in there. But yeah, I think it's worth a shot, giving it a try. There was, I've got it. That strip of land there, it's 195 feet and another 63 on the north side of their drive. So that's a lot of space to plant trees that I don't want to miss out on.
I've been saying that since my time on, so that's great that
Yeah.
you want to do it.
He was fantastic. I'm sure he would love to set up any meetings going forward, and we plan to. And you're more than welcome to come along and
Me too, but just happy that they agreed
Yeah.
to. Do you remember what trees were along North Main there before that didn't make it?
There are 3 ivory silks on the south side that have survived, but they're up on a bank.
he had mentioned pears, and I don't know if that is the case. They've been gone since my time here. He had mentioned there were pears on North Main.
I think we've planted a couple different things there over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is the cars get loaded with salt and they park on their parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then
It
the
runs
salt
down.
runs off their parking lot onto that strip.
Okay.
It's not really the salt from the road, it's the salt that's coming down.
From the lot.
Their parking lot.
Okay.
On the bank. Well, it's kind of flat there, it's been.
There is a little bit of a grade there.
Yeah.
Grade there.
Mm-hmm.
And where the other part going this way, that's a steep bank, so the water doesn't run off the sidewalk or off the blacktop onto those.
Okay.
We can try it again, but
I'll look at it. I'll look
Is
at
there a way we-
elevations there.
Way we could put a buffer there that would direct the water kind of away from it?
maybe what we need to do, figure out something.
It's on private property, so we could not. But that's something that he may be interested in looking at.
Mounds and dirt there around it or something, so we kind of direct it
Mm-hmm.
a little bit or something.
Yeah. There are things that can be done. Again, that's on private, though. We can make recommendations, but we can't do the work.
Is this in front of North Main the other day?
In front of the living center.
Yep. Yeah, to the northwest of that.
Opposite the church.
I don't think the tree law's big enough.
The second one would probably outgrow the tree lawn.
The
Grow there pretty well.
Yeah, they probably would.
the strip on the Living Center property is about 6 feet in width. You're pushing that with a sycamore. London Plain, the lindens do great. They have been a wonderful roadside tree for us, where salt in particular has been in play. Hornbeam maybe. They can do. What was the recommendation there? Tulip poplar. Yeah. They can get pretty large. They can get very large. Lindens and hornbeams are my first thought. Similar sized tree. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Other questions on that property in particular, or anything else?
Oh, sure. TCP related, but up the street. Not this year, but last year, I had a lady on North Main who got 3 trees. One of them on the side street that is like not a street right now. It's like a giant pile of sand
Yeah.
because the brick, I guess, is getting. But it looked like the tree was taken out too, or did they take out any of the? I just saw this
You
giant.
know the property. We did have a couple removals.
Go
as-
on North Main, and on the side street, she had had a purple Prince flowering crab, and I didn't think I could see it. I mean, I didn't get out with the car, but I'm like,
I didn't request a removal of any crabs for that project,
Maybe I
something,
just couldn't see them from the giant pile.
yeah.
I was wondering if they took them out and then fixed the street and then they put them back ever?
No, they won't do that.
Probably not.
Okay,
If
so
that,
it's either still
if they
there
were
or-
taking out by the contractor, they most likely hadn't replaced them, at least not yet.
I'll look more closely, but it.
But you said that was 301, do you
301
believe?
North Main, but it's the side street. It's not on the North Main side. It's what's the cross street, Hamtramck?
Hamtramck.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I'll take a look and double check
She
it.
had one tree already there, and then we added a second, and
Mhm.
I couldn't notice either of them, but I wasn't really close. So.
For whatever reason, if that tree was removed, we'll make sure they get another one replaced.
Anybody else have any questions for Zane with this? This chainsaw Zane, we'll call him?
I'll just stay sitting in this spot, so fire away.
Jokingly, Zane, I know you're very conscious about how that's done.
Yeah.
Well, I had America 250 and Experience Mount Vernon on here, but Lynann's not here to comment on that. She was gonna talk with them a little more about that. Martinsburg Road, have you heard has anybody requested any trees out through there? Have you heard anything since we removed them?
No, we removed trees as part of a sidewalk improvement on Martinsburg Road with the intention of replacing every tree and then some. Part of that project, letters were sent, contact was made with each of the homeowners stating that we would replace all trees that have been removed. I've heard no opposition to counter that statement, but no, to that same end, no additional requests for trees.
No opposition.
It's a good thing.
That's a good thing, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I got making myself a little note here. Oh, well, I got you here. We did the Tree City USA conference. We got our 33-year award and our 12-year growth. You want to say something about that while you're sitting here?
Yeah, let's see, that was, I don't remember the date, 3 weeks ago? Was it 3 weeks ago? We traveled to Springfield to accept our Tree City Award. As Doc mentioned, that was our 33rd year as a Tree City and our 13th year, 12th year with the Growth Award. There's an application we fill out every year. There are certain requirements we need to meet. It's based on a point system, various incentives, and programs give you a certain amount of points. Last year we applied, having officially adopted an invasive removal program here in the city of Mount Vernon that was deemed worthy of the Growth Award, and of course had been awarded that, and so we went over to accept it. It was a great event hosted by this, again, the city of Springfield. In the past it had been done by the regional forester. This year it was on the city of Springfield to kind of host and set up everything. It was done very well. We have recently gone through a kind of redistricting for our urban forestry program in the state of Ohio. We're in a new district. We have a new urban forester. If banquets and things like that going forward will be hosted by communities in that district. We have been asked if we wanted to host that again going forward, something to consider and put on the new business maybe in the upcoming meeting. Just an FYI, that is on the table. We plan to meet with our new urban forester on June 5th, and I'm sure that will be a topic of conversation. I am interested. I don't know if that is something Shade Tree wants to take on. We can talk about it.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of work.
Can imagine.
It will be a smaller district this time, so the workload may be not as much as.
Yeah, and this will be all new people.
Yep.
We were we were in the central district, Columbus and all that now.
Doc, can you lean forward when you speak?
Now we're in District 7, and it makes a V up to the lake. So we've got Huron and Ottawa and Sandusky and Richland, Morrow, Crawford. So it would be a whole different group of people, different experiences compared to what we've had in years past. So when we did it the first time, it was the first one after COVID because they'd gone a couple years without it, and we did everything. And I thought it turned out pretty well. It was stinking cold. We did it at the Stormeyer Event Center. The day before was like 75 degrees and sunny. The day we do it, it's 50 degrees and raining. And that Stormeyer Event Center is cold in the rain and cold.
Yeah, a little drafty. Yeah.
Just a little drafty. The next 2 years, Alistair Reynolds was our ODNR rep, and he ran the programs.
Mm-hmm.
He got the speakers. He did everything. I think the community, the host city provided the funds and maybe set up the meal and stuff. Now, this year in Springfield, it appears as though the Springfield did all the work. So if we decide that we want to do that again, we would have to get the speakers. We would have to do all the stuff to get it going.
Yeah.
And venue and a whole 9 yards. So it takes a lot of planning and a lot of expense. When we did it, we charged $30 a seat for the ticket, and it didn't quite cover everything. This year they charged $50. I'm not sure how well they did on that.
It was a great event. I don't know.
It was a very good event. It was a very good turnout. There was probably 150 people there.
Most well attended I have been to.
Yeah, so it really did well. But that was Springfield. They'd got 50 years. Springfield, Westerville, and what was the other community? There was one other community that had 50 years this year. They're the first 3 that ever did Tree City in the state. Darn it, can't think of it. No, Granville wasn't part of that.
We'll think of it here in a little bit.
Anyway, I think it's a good thing, but when we only have 3 people on our committee,
Yeah.
our commission, that's a lot of work for 3 people.
To that end, here, when it fits, can you talk a little bit about the proposed changes to the ordinance and what that may mean for seats on the council? Since we do have open spots available on our Shade Tree Commission. If anyone listening is interested and lives in the city of Mount Vernon that wants to volunteer, selfless plug.
We have some spaces open. The way it's written now, it has to be all city members, and Brian Ball and John May and Tanner Salyer are officially members of the commission, but they rarely make the meetings, maybe once a year, because they have all these other commitments. So the plan is to change the ordinance to allow them to select an alternate. So then we can have enough people sitting in our meeting that we can actually pass and vote on minutes and do those kind of things. But Scott's been overwhelming city council with maintenance and code enforcement. With code enforcement currently, because there's a lot of holes in that he's trying to get sealed up. So we will eventually get it before council and hopefully get it changed. We also talked briefly with Brian about creating a spot or 2 for someone that does not live in the city.
A non-voting volunteer, essentially, an advisory capacity.
They wouldn't be allowed to vote because they don't live in the city, but they could be on the commission and have input, direct input. But Brianna's working on some of the verbiage for that, but we haven't gotten very far with it. But it would be nice to be able to pass the minutes.
Question.
You have to step up to the podium.
Okay, I would just say on that I would agree with you that I am, in a village that doesn't have a tree committee, and I think it would be helpful if people who are in committees that don't already have the example that you guys are setting to have the opportunity to serve, on the board. And maybe you lead people out in some other way, but not living in Mount Vernon
we have a lot of very highly qualified people that don't live in a city that that have interest.
Yeah, and so much enthusiasm to participate.
Yes.
We're working on it,
Yeah.
hopefully within the next couple of months. Okay, Quentin has something he'd like to say about that.
It may be hard.
I thought I heard her on the. They hide the button.
That's so extra. Just put it on the outside.
It's got a screen on it too. So, not a lawyer. My understanding is that because the Shade Tree Commission has judicial authority within the city of Mount Vernon, quasi-judicial authority, by law, this is not even a Mount Vernon law, this is the Ohio State Constitution, we could not have a voting member on the board. That said, we could have anybody from any part of the world could come and volunteer and, you know, be part of the discussion. They just would not be allowed to vote, is really the only thing it comes down to. I mean, if you look at the number of voting people that are here today, we have 3, and you're outnumbered almost 2 to 1 by other people providing input. So anybody is totally welcome to come. They can be in the country, they can be in a different county, they can be from a different state, and they can come and provide input, and then the board can weigh their input on their decisions. And really pretty much the only thing you guys vote on are your meeting minutes, and then occasionally, you know, a tree plan. And you know, those are times that certainly people with expertise would be welcome to come in and provide input on the tree plan and request those documents in advance to have time to review those as well. So don't want you to think that we don't want other people here. We're a little limited by what the law allows us to do as far as board voting members go, but as far as people being involved, really anybody can be a part of that process.
Well, while we got you here, does anybody else have any questions about that before I ask you more questions? Let's ask you about B-City. You got anything with B-City?
Yeah, we've been focusing hard on the north side of Harcourt Road or West High Street. It's kind of right there at the bridge, on the west side of the river. It's an area that was a covenant area for the 319H grant. That was for it was for one of the projects that Brian did. I can't remember which one it was before I started. So anyways, this is an area that for our permit, we're basically required to try to restore this area. And we accomplished some of that. One of the things we haven't done is we haven't got what's the correct word? For the trees that died. There's a word that we want. Density, I guess, is the word, right?
Yeah, I mean,
They want a certain density, number of trees per acre, basically.
the requirement was their survivability. We needed 80% of the trees to survive that were planted in that area.
So one thing that we need to do, and this is kind of adjacent to B-City in that we're spending a lot of time there. The city spent a good deal of money removing invasives there, and B-City spending a good bit of time and effort also removing invasives, mostly pulling them by hand, and then planting as many natives as we can. We are really going to have to rely on the Shade Tree Commission at some point to get that tree density up, because I believe the only trees that counted were trees with a 2-inch caliper or greater, and that's really outside of our budget and our scope of what we're capable of doing. We normally have like at most 4 or 5 volunteers on a given day, and we have a $5,000 budget. For the first time, we have a $5,000 budget, but that's all we get for the whole year for all of the seed and everything else that we do, which doesn't buy a whole lot of those. I think we probably need about 30 trees. We planted 100, I think.
I'd have to double check. I cannot remember.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We need a lot of trees planted, so we want to work with you on that. But we've had good success out there. We're seeing pawpaw trees pop up, elderberry. We're seeing a decent amount of surviving species from last year. They are getting browsed by the deer pretty heavily, so we've got to work on that. But otherwise, yeah, we're doing good. We just now that we had a budget, we purchased our own canopy, so we're not relying on a volunteer's canopy to use at First Fridays. And we're hoping to purchase a branded tablecloth too, so that we can retire the banner that we have, which has the older logo, and it's kind of a pain to set up and take down. It blows in the wind and stuff. So just having the tablecloth we think will be better. And then this year, we're ordering blank seed packets, and we're going to put a Mount Vernon Bee City branded like logo on it. So when people hand them out, they'll get a QR code. It'll take them to the Xerxes website so they can learn more about Bee City USA, and it'll have information about the seeds that they're planting on them. So that'll be cool. So we'll be at First Friday in June, and then every month after that.
Next week.
That's next week, June 5th.
Next week already, yeah.
Yeah. 10 days. 9 days.
Okay.
I beg your pardon.
That's okay. Well, I'll come back to you. While we're talking Bee City, do you have anything else with Bee City?
Not at this moment, unless you want to talk about the plan that we got back. We haven't had much time to review it, so.
I haven't reviewed it yet.
So if I guess I could just speak briefly. So back in March, maybe it was late February, we met with Ohio Native Concepts to look at some of the sites that we have worked on or plan to work on. And we just recently, like yesterday, received the plans from that company. They had some issues, some health issues internally. Got over that, and we've got back with them. So we're hoping to review those plans and then see what we can do to try to create and expand some more pollinator habitat in the city.
What areas?
So the areas we looked at, namely, one of the big ones was the Meadows, which is part of Ariel Foundation Park. It's up the hill over toward, it's like Pittsburgh Avenue was at 7th Avenue, the brick street there, right on the corner. So right now it's just a big grassed area that we mow, and we'd like to try to convince I think we've done it. I think we've convinced the administration to let us turn it into a no-mow grass. So it's not a native grass, but it's a more pollinator grass. It provides more ecological function than just the turf grass that we have there. And then we wouldn't have to mow it. If we wanted to mow it, we could, but otherwise we'd just let it grow. I think it grows about 8 or 10 inches and then just kind of like flops over. And then when the wind blows, you kind of see the grass moving around like an ocean of grass. So the other area that we looked at, a big area, would have been the cemetery. So down toward the bottom of the cemetery along what's known as Yoakum Drive, that most people don't know because there's like 3 houses on it. So at the very bottom of the hill on Wooster Road, that part of the cemetery on the north side of the stream there is really wet, like all year round, even during the dry parts of the year. It's really wet. So our maintenance people don't like mowing in it. They do their best not to make a mess when they're mowing it, and they'd like to see that converted to native pollinator habitat. So we've got a quote for that, and hopefully we'll be working with them on that to get that done as well.
Thank you.
Blackjack wetland.
Oh, and the Blackjack wetlands, of course. Yeah, there's like a 3 to 4 acre clearing at the Blackjack wetlands that has some invasive, and it's a good bit of woody invasive in there. It's not terrible, but there's a good amount of it that we'd like to have removed and then have that turned into native pollinator habitat as well. So that's just a woodland edge. It's kind of surrounded by woods on all sides, just as a nice clearing as you would get through the Blackjack property coming around on the back northeast edge. So you'd be walking through the woods and these, I was just out there today, very wet wetlands everywhere. And then at some point you'd come out into this clearing and you'd have this nice, pollinator sunny area that you'd walk through and provide a little bit of diversity out there for recreational hiking and walking.
Very good. Okay. So while we got you here, we had talked last year about planting sequoia trees. And we fenced off an area down, what's the name? I never remember the name of the street.
Adams Street.
Adams Street. We fenced out an area in there. So the plan was to kill the grass, which has been done, go in and lay it out and plant the sequoia trees, give them a few years to grow, and then take them and put them where we decide to put them. So in the Tree City Conference, one of the gardeners, or I guess you call them gardeners or nurseries, had talked about pot in pot. And after talking with Brian, it's a totally different thing than what I thought. But we got to talk about it, talk to Brian, we think, so we've kind of come up with the idea, if we go along and put holes in the ground and put 1 gallon pots in, put the soil back in the pot, lay down our mat, open up where the pot is, plant our tree. After talking with Brian, we should be able to get 3 years of growth in that 1-gallon pot before we have to pull the pot and plant them somewhere. So we're kind of leaning towards doing something like that. So we need to get together as a group, try to get you to show up and help us dig holes.
With an auger.
Yeah, we have a gas-powered auger, and, you know, there'll be a post hole digger for any kind of cleanup. So the thought was, dig the holes, put the pots in, fill them up, lay the mat, get it secure, then open up where the pots are so that they're ready to be planted. But we have to have that done before we order the sequoias, because we'll get the sequoias in about 7 days once we order them. And then we also originally laid it out to where it would just be big enough for the 50, but then now Zane's got some persimmon he'd like to start. There were several things for Bee City that we'd like to get started. So we're gonna cut down our size and put more pots in. So we're gonna fill the whole space with pots. And we'll plant whatever we plant, and then we'll have some available for future.
Pots with an S at the
Yes.
end.
Yeah, pot. We're gonna plant it in a pot, yeah.
Does it make it easier in 3 years to dig it up when it's in a pot? Is that the?
Well, the plan is you'd just grab the pot
You
and
pull
pull
the
it out of the
pot.
ground.
So at the end of the thing, it's better.
Yes.
Like, it's not that it grows better in it, it's just easier to
It's just
transplant.
easier
It's easier
to
to
transplant.
transplant and move.
Then we're not trying to dig and bare root and ball or whatever it is. We can just take them and go.
That was the lady from OSU, right?
Pardon me?
That was the lady from OSU
From
that was
OSU.
talking about that, yeah.
I just feel like you may create an issue with girdling roots for having them in pots for 3 years. I mean, then when you plant them, you would need to
Yeah, you'd have to break apart the root a little bit.
and make sure there are no roots that are gonna curl around, and as the trunk gets bigger, that'll cut off, like, is that wrong?
Well, and we only expect them to grow 6 to 8 inches a year.
Why can't they go where they're gonna go now?
We
They're
don't,
this big.
Because they're
Yeah,
tiny.
they're gonna be seedlings.
Is that a problem?
They'll just get eaten probably.
Have you guys heard about air layering? Where you do them in like a raised, something that's off the ground, so that when the roots hit air, they don't like curl around each other, and then like maybe don't let them go as long, and then maybe after a year or so, like if they had something around, they would be protected. I'd say that's maybe something to consider.
Yeah. Well, just my initial thought was, in the 3rd year, they're ready to be removed.
Yeah.
And that's when we would have to put cages around them and all the other things that go with that.
Do you have spots picked out for all of them?
Nope, we've got to find spots too. We've got 2 years to find spots. And we don't know how many will survive.
Right.
You know, they grow them in Detroit, so we figure we can grow them here, but we don't know.
I know a guy at Companion Plants, he had one and it kind of died a while ago here, but he was able to get one going out in Athens County. But yeah, I definitely would worry about like girdling roots, like them being in a pot for 3 years.
Was it 3 years, Brian, or 2 years of growth and transplanting the 3rd year?
I go a couple years, but I think you want bigger gallon pots.
Okay,
I think you need like 5-gallon pots, 3 to 5-gallon pots.
3-gallon pots. How big is a 3-gallon pot? 10 inches? Yeah, I don't have an auger that big.
How big is your auger?
6 inch.
That's not big enough for a 1-gallon pot
Although I
either.
figured 6 inch and a post hole digger, you could.
Yeah,
If you drill a 6-inch hole.
You're making this more and more appealing to help.
that's true.
So it's gonna save a lot of work.
Yeah.
Or 2 side by side or something.
Mhm.
Well, that's cool. I mean, when they're planted, they'll need to like go down to the root layer and you may need to trim some roots before you plant them.
So I guess, should we do 1-gallon pot or 3-gallon pot? You know, 3-gallon pot cuts down our chances of root girdling, right?
Well, we could also rent an auger if we needed to, a larger one.
For sure.
Okay,
How many you planning on getting?
50.
to 100.
Well, we want,
250.
yeah, we wanted to at least have 200 pots in the ground, so we can, because wasn't there something else? There's a professor from Kenyon that is doing some research on tea trees, and he was interested in being able to maybe use some of our space. But I don't have the details on that yet.
Tea trees.
Yeah, I
Wow.
don't have all the details.
Wow. Tea trees.
Well, Email's like, I'm going away for a summer.
I mean, we can try different methods too. We can do,
Not expert.
You're not a pot expert?
I guess I would just like decide where I wanna put them, and I'd rather just put them in the ground and protect them while I'm letting them develop like where you're gonna have them.
Yeah. Well, you can only plant 3 to an acre, and we can't water them. If we've got them out in the middle of nowhere, we can't water them or tend them. If we can get them started,
Yeah, no, good point.
then we got a better chance.
yeah, the ideal is you plant a tree and you never move it again. That's its best chance of doing well on a site, but the reality is they need maintenance, they need protection, they need a lot of different things you can't provide when you're putting them all over town. So consolidate, give them the best chance you can. You have to
All over the
give and take a
countryside.
little. So
All right, well,
Are you thinking of a Saturday?
yeah, it would be a Saturday.
Okay.
Anybody interested in pitching in?
I can pitch in on June 20th.
Let me look at my calendar. Get your calendar out.
I'll be at the Nelsonville Music Festival that weekend, so.
All right. You won't be here either. What's the next one, 27th?
I could potentially do that. I have a wedding on the 26th. But
Are
I
you gonna
can
be
do
away
it.
on 27th? You're clear. Sarah?
As far as I know.
Yeah, you'll find some commitment, 'cause you don't wanna get out there. No, I'm just teasing.
That also gives us a lot of time with B City and other groups to solicit volunteers to come.
And
help,
we have
so.
to get the pots in, and shouldn't take more than a few days. I wouldn't think it'd take a week or so to get the pots, so. All right,
I'm good
say
with
the
that.
27th?
Sure.
Do you want to start in the morning before it gets too hot? 9 a.m.?
Sure. Plant trees. 9 a.m.
I'm gonna volunteer Russ as well. He loves digging holes.
So,
He was supposed to be here
it's
today.
on Adam Street?
It's on Adams Street. Yeah,
It's,
I'll send out an email that shows where it is. On the corner of Adams and West Gambier. That's got a kind of a hidden driveway that goes back to where it is.
Oh,
it's kind of hidden back in around some stuff. So we'll have
dig holes.
We'll have pots, and we'll have tarp, the ground cover, we'll have, rent an auger for them. Have some shovels,
Get dirty.
have some people.
I'll bring my son. He can't help much, but he likes playing in dirt. So
We're in a fence.
yeah.
You can't get too far. Close the gate, you won't get far.
Yeah. I don't know. He's starting to climb. So.
All right, thank you. So we'll get on order, get that stuff ordered. Once we have everything in the ground and ready, then we'll order the sequoias.
That's awesome.
Good deal.
You guys have like an adopted tree in front of your house?
We do not. We're very encouraging of people taking care of the trees in front of their house in the right of way, and there's nothing official, but we have a lot of local champions who do great work and do
I saw
really good
people
upkeep.
watering trees today.
You have a
Girls-
water crew?
The girls in front of Salvation Army.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't hear about the Salvation Army trees? Some of those trees, they'd use a sledgehammer to break up the concrete to get the trees in.
Wow.
They break concrete up and dig it out.
Oh,
You know, they
gosh.
poured their concrete and just,
Yeah. Oh gosh.
you know.
Yeah.
So, how much time did you spend on shade tree this week, or this month?
Month. When did we go to the
We were in
plant?
Springfield, that was this month.
That was this
Yeah.
month.
It was a day.
A bunch.
May 6th.
A lot. I mean,
you figure we were there all day,
Yeah,
at least 6 hours,
okay,
yeah.
all right. So I
I
had.
apologize, I was late, I had a complete brain fart, I thought the meeting was at 3:30. Sorry
Well,
about that.
We'll let you slide this time.
Okay.
Did you get a chance to talk to anybody about, Experience Mount Vernon or America 250?
So when you say Experience Mount Vernon, you mean the Master Gardeners?
Master Gardener.
Yeah, I think that because this is their growing season, and I think that there has been little response to Experience Mount Vernon. So they did do something where I don't know if you saw on Main Street, they put some we've got a couple of really nice pots for color right now. So I don't know that we have had a lot of response from the group that gave us this great proposal. So, but we do have some cool pots that we put out on Main Street that are colorful, that I know.
So plant some annuals in and things like that?
Yeah, they're really nice. They look good. There's just a couple out there, and they were sort of testing them, and so if you go out, drive on Main Street, you can see there's a couple of really nice pots with like flowers in them that we're trying to experiment if that's better, because we really feel like we need consistent color on.
Are these hanging pots or are they ground
No,
level?
they're in the ground. Like they're really nice big pots that are on the sidewalk that we filled with like colorful flowers, tea landscape, and there's just a couple, but they look really nice, and it was sort of like to test to see how they would go, but they look nice.
Who's maintaining those?
Probably TD Landscape.
Probably, it's
Yeah.
under that same contract
Yeah.
with, okay.
Oh yeah, yep. So yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, there's something going on with
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
so that's good.
Yep. And I can't tell you anything about America 250. I was so preoccupied for the last 3 weeks with the parade.
Oh, geez, it was
That-
a good parade.
It was a really good parade, wasn't it?
It was great,
I'm
yeah.
very, very proud of the parade. I'm so proud of the whole experience. So, yeah. So, anyway, I don't know anything about the marker that you would like to know about the tree, but I will find out about it.
We just don't want to if they have something to,
Yes,
the continuity, we want to be like everybody
yes,
else.
yes,
If not, we'll be unique.
yes. Yes.
All right. Questions, concerns?
Thank you. I'm so sorry I was late.
We'll forgive you
Okay.
this time.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what came over me.
Anybody else have anything?
So, with America 250 on June 13th at Ariel Foundation Park, there's a Hellbender Discovery Day.
There is.
Open to the public. A part of the America 250 series, not directly related to Shade Tree, but a part of the America 250. So, yeah, want to plug that. There's going to be a movie screening, in-stream event, games and things for the whole family. Everyone's welcome to come. There's an RSVP if you search for that event by name. Everyone's welcome. Please come out. It'll be great.
The
all day.
Hellbender event?
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm so
I
excited.
ordered the t-shirts.
Yeah.
I love the Hellbender event.
Yeah, it's so great.
Did you order the fudge t-shirt too?
Did what?
Did you order that fudge t-shirt too?
A fudge t-shirt?
Yeah, what, the billboards when we're going.
No. Remember that? That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get a shirt
Yeah,
from
you
there.
do
I need
that.
to order one for all 4 of us. Yeah, I do.
All right, well, I appreciate everybody and what you do. No one else has anything else, I would entertain a motion to
Yeah.
adjourn.
I just was
Oh,
wondering,
yes.
you talked about having quotes. Do you guys get competitive bids, or do you just like direct assign?
Depends on what we're doing.
Okay.
We found over the years that we have an excellent nurseryman that does a great job and we get excellent results with, and we aren't willing to risk our money on other companies that just bring things in and they die.
Yeah, I wondered about that. The question came up when we were talking about the counter repair removal specifically, because that's one that's specific to
It-
a job that you don't really, I mean, you do, but.
Quentin, you're a little more experienced on bids. You want to just explain how the bidding process works for any job?
Yeah. So what we try to do, if it's something that we don't have a reliable or a good working relationship with a specific contractor for a specific type of work, is we'll try to get at least 3 quotes for a certain type of job. Mainly because we don't have an idea of what this kind of work should cost. Like for the calorie pair removal, we have some good working relationships with a couple of local arborists. Actually, I guess only one of them's an arborist, right? But they're tree companies. They do tree removal, pruning, and stuff. And we have a really good idea of what their pricings are and the type of work that each one is good for. For example, one of them is very good at technical work. They own their own crane. So when we have and really good at maintenance of traffic. So if we have like a big tree that's on a busy road and it needs taken down rather quickly, good technical work, we'll go with them. They're more expensive, but that's what they're really good at. Then we have another one that is just really quick at stuff and can like kind of do drops on the drop of a hat, do work for us, and has amazingly low prices for a lot of the stuff that we need to do, especially when it's really large scale, like the calorie pair project. We're trying to do stuff in a large area, and they have the capability to go in and just really knock it out really quick and kind of give us a good bulk price for that. So we could reach out to other contractors, but we have really good relationships with them. As long as the project is under, I think we're up to like 79,000 or 78,000 right now, we don't have to go through a competitive bid where like we put out a bid packet and we receive the bids, open them, and then have to, weigh them against each other. But again, when we don't know what we're getting ourselves into, we will still solicit multiple quotes.
Yeah. And we do have a qualification request process for.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. So all of those contractors have to submit a packet to us that we review on, like, I think it's an annual basis.
We're moving to an annual.
Yeah. It was 5 years, and now we're doing it annually. So they have to submit, here's our certifications, here's what we do, here's some like example jobs of things we've done, and we keep that on file for every contractor that does that sort of work for us.
And I said what I said, because in years past, we did go with competitive bidding, and we lost a large percentage of the trees.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening, but I just think there are new businesses coming all the time, and you don't really want to cut people out.
You don't, but you also don't want to waste money.
You're right.
When we're very comfortable with what we have, very confident in what we have, and we get very good success with what we're doing.
We prefer to use local and small businesses. The city of Mount Vernon tries very hard to utilize the small business incubation program, and so keep it local every chance we can.
Okay. All right. So who would like to, there's only 2 of you.
I guess you don't even have to. It's not a quorum.
And I second, which is not Miss Warner. Miss Wagner. That was my comment from last month.
Oh, you're Warner.
I guess I changed my name. That's okay.
Oh, I missed that one.
I second.
Can we change things on that?
No, we can't. We don't have enough people to do